Welcome into DRF Sportsbook's betting breakdown. This episode, we are going deep into bowl season, everything bowls that you can imagine. It's our bowl season primer. And then, of course, we will touch on a little bit of some NFL action, plenty of playoff implications. But with so many games on the docket, so many opportunities to make money, trying to figure out where the edge is, we welcome in Gino Buccola. At It's Me, Gino B. Fantastic Twitter name. Gino, we've been working a lot together the last year or so.
Yeah.
How are you doing today?
Doing great, man. Always nice to catch up with you. It's been too long. Always have a fun time chatting sports with you. And wow, what a cool time, because this is that part of the year that gets scary for some of us who cover sports with like our families, because there are football games on pro football games on Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday this week. And then all of the bowl games start today, and they're basically games every day now moving forward for the next few weeks.
It's amazing. I was just out in my living room earlier with my girlfriend, and the Bahamas Bowl comes on, and she goes, "Do you care about this game?" And I was like, "Well, no, but it's football at noon Eastern on a Friday.
I know,
and we're going to be led into arguably the best bowl game of the entire bowl season,
I agree.
UTSA Troy."
Totally
and I'm
agree.
Like, this is what we all care about. This is what we come for, right?
Yeah, I get the same question all the time. Is this game important? Well, what level of importance are we talking about, right? Because I'm going to have to talk about this game at some point, so they're all important. But you are right about starting the bowl games with arguably the best one of all of them. And it's not one that people would maybe gravitate towards right away and think, oh, look, it's two marquee Power 5 teams that everybody knows. But these two teams that we're going to talk about are probably two of the most underrated teams in all of the country. They're two of the hottest teams in the country. We're talking about Troy and UTSA, who are both on 10-game win streaks coming into this game.
And this game is the perfect matchup because it's a good-on-good matchup, right? Troy comes
strength, right?
It's Troy coming in. They destroyed the Sun Belt West, which, I mean, if you're not following mid-major football, I highly recommend it. But Troy ran through the Sun Belt West, which featured teams like South Alabama, who at one point gave UCLA all they could handle early on in the season. South Alabama, by all advanced metrics, was one of the best teams in the Sun Belt. Troy made easy work of them. Troy then made easy work of Coastal Carolina, who is kind of the champion of the Sun Belt, although they were without Grayson McCall, but they still kind of embarrassed. Well, actually, McCall played in the Sun Belt Championship.
They're going to be without him,
moving forward, and now they're going to be without him. So it's just a weird
game by 19. They won easily, like you said. Both of these two teams, too, when you look at their losses, so the only two losses for Troy this year came to Ole Miss and on the Hail Mary to App State. Like, those are great losses. They don't have any slip-ups along the way. And then on the flip side, you've got UTSA. Their only two losses this year came to Texas and in a triple overtime game to Houston. Not bad losses. It's not a great loss, but
it's –
it's
not a bad loss. It's not a Conference USA Charlotte loss.
No.
It's Houston and Texas. It's legit programs.
And Texas was the only time this year that they scored less than 30 points in a game, UTSA.
Inject this UTSA offense into my veins, please. Frank Harris, one of the best quarterbacks. Also, shout out to whoever is in UTSA's back pocket giving them money. Like the town of San Antonio came together to
they
make
got like
sure,
a GoFundMe going to get him back.
That is
seventh year. He's coming back for a seventh college year next year, because he's someone, their quarterback, Frank Harris, who was getting like, maybe he could be a late dart throw in the NFL for some teams, right? Because he's a good leader, someone you'd have in your locker room. And wait, the guy is also sixth nationally in passing this year, over 3,800 yards. He threw for 31 touchdowns. He completed 71% of his passes. He only threw 7 interceptions on 429 attempts, but he's coming back for year 7. And also, they've never won a bowl game. This is important to them. They want to win their first bowl game ever, because for a team like them, this is huge for recruiting. This is huge to go out and try to steal some really talented players from other big programs. And like this Troy team, people thought Troy might have been in the spot playing against USC.
Yeah.
In that big bowl game, like they may have had a chance to play in one of those really big bowl games. So like when you asked me what games we wanted to talk about, this immediately was like the first one, because like you said, it's so good. You have Troy's defense. They're 8th in scoring defense in the nation. They only allow 17.5 points per game. They only allow 325 yards per game, which is top 20 in the nation. Then you go on the other side and you've got the 9th ranked offense that averages 486 total yards per game. They average 38.7 points per game. Something's got to give in that matchup there.
Yeah, it's at UTSA, you said, looking for their first ever bowl win. Vegas thinks they're going to do it here today. Yep. They're favored by 1.5. I want to get your pick for this game because we've talked about it. It's a good on good. Troy's defense against UTSA's offense. It's going to be fun.
And why I'm going to lean Troy is because I think overall I trust their offense more than I trust the UTSA defense.
Yep.
Right? I look at Troy, and as they are a strong defensive team, they've scored their average in their last 3 games, 42.3 points per game. So they can actually score too. Their quarterback Watson has passed for 2,700 yards. They have a running back who's gone for over 1,000 yards on the season, and they're looking for their 5th straight bowl win. They've had a lot of good success in bowls through the year. I'm going to lean them. I just play them on the money line. I think you can play it like minus 105 or just get a little bit better value there. And I think their defense can be the best unit, but the offense can at least move the ball against UTSA. Fun matchup, man.
I love that pick. I'm leaning UTSA to cover in this one, mainly because I'm just infatuated with their offense and what Frank Harris has done, what Kavarion Barnes is able to do. Their running back, Kavarion Barnes, they kind of split carries between, it's a two-headed monster in the backfield with UTSA plus Frank Harris. But Barnes is averaging 6.3 yards per carry. And that, granted, I know Troy's defense is really, really good, so they're going to struggle, but it's going to be. If they're able to find some things.
For both sides, it's a step up in class, too, right?
Yes.
Troy's not played offenses like this, really, and for the most part throughout a lot of their season. And UTSA hasn't played very many defenses quite like this. So it should really, really be fun.